Good morning. This is Matthew Grech here, and I'm just outside the US Embassy over here in London in what is a very beautiful setting with Carys Moseley. Carys, would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm a policy researcher for Christian Concern, and I'm also with the IFTCC.
Brilliant. And I know that you have some very serious concerns in relation to the equality bill that has been proposed in the United States just this year, 2019. What is that about exactly for those who are not exactly following?
Okay, the concern we have about the Equality Act USA 2019, it's just gone through Congress in the US. It's a bill that includes a clause to ban so-called conversion therapy across the United States. And it's very biased. It's saying it's discriminatory, that it would increase the chance of suicide among LGBTQ people and make them feel like second-class citizens. And this is incredibly biased. The concept of conversion therapy is a made-up concept. This term, conversion therapy, has been made up by researchers who want to claim that everybody who's been treated for same-sex attraction or who's gotten help for it is the same kind of person, the same motivation. That's simply not true. They've conflated two samples. One is of clients of a therapist who came voluntarily because they were unhappy, just regular people. And they conflated that with a sample that included a lot of prisoners from the UK, actually, some of whom are quite dangerous sexual offenders, clearly not motivated to make any change or adjustment in their life or to look inward at all. And that's why the concept just isn't valid. And it shouldn't be in the law.
Wow. What do you think is the end goal of those who are coming up with all of these schemes?
Their aim is to ban all therapeutic work with people with unwanted same-sex attraction and also gender confusion, and also aim really, as in California, at the churches and religious communities that would offer pastoral care accompanying people with unwanted same-sex attraction or coming out of LGBT lifestyles.
Right. And do we know who they are?
Well, just the big LGBT groups across the world. They've been gunning for this for a while. Obviously, the biggest groups would be people like Human Rights Campaign in the US and ILGA. And they've been lobbying all the way up to the UN, actually.
Wow. So they have a very powerful representation and definitely a very influential platform. What is the future looking like for countries all over the world? What kind of impact could this have?
Of course, the US can't have a direct impact, it can't legislate in other countries, but it has massive moral influence. It's a superpower. It represents Western culture and Western freedoms. And so if the US had passed this law sometime in the future, maybe at the time of the next election, if there was a Democratic government, all other countries in the Western world would be influenced and would say, we should pass this law. And there would be pressure from American NGOs. And it would also go into the developing world in countries strongly influenced by the US.
Right. Carys, don't you think that, or else should I say, would you agree with me that it is actually individuals who have left the homosexual lifestyle that are being treated as second-class citizens, that are actually experiencing real discrimination and hatred? Do they have any representation? Are they getting the voice that they deserve?
I think the answer to that is no, and more of them need to become public and understand what's going on. We would encourage, if any of you are watching, to share these videos and the letter that we've put up online. I think in America some are agitating already and have spoken up, but there needs to be much more awareness that this Equality Act actually contains a ban on so-called conversion therapy. Most of the press has not reported this.
Right. And Carys, do you seriously think that the church is prepared to fight this battle?
The answer is no, and I know that from Americans who know much better than I do, who live and work in the United States. The answer is no, and they need to be much better informed and much better prepared.
Thank you so much, Carys. That was very enlightening, and we look forward to see an uprising and just people speaking up all over the world.